They don't avoid you. They fear you. Let's get one thing clear from the start. They're not avoiding you because something's wrong with you. They're avoiding you because you're a mirror. You reflect something they're afraid to confront in themselves. They don't reject you because you're broken or unworthy. They reject you because you don't fit their mold. You refuse to be reshaped, repackaged, or reduced to something easy to understand. You don't apologize for who you are, and that makes people uncomfortable. And here's the brutal truth. They avoid you because you remind them of their own weakness. You see, most people walk around wearing masks, hiding their insecurities, playing roles they think society expects from them. They've perfected the art of blending in. They avoid standing out because standing out is dangerous. It attracts judgment, criticism, and fear. But you're a threat to their illusion of safety. You don't pretend. You don't conform. You don't hide behind a carefully crafted facade. And that makes you dangerous in a world obsessed with appearances. So they distance themselves from you. They avoid your intensity, your authenticity, your refusal to play by the rules. Not because they hate you, but because you challenge them in ways they're not ready to face. Let me ask you this. Why do you care? Why are you wasting your energy chasing their approval? Why do you keep trying to squeeze yourself into spaces where you'll never belong? You don't need them. In fact, their rejection is your liberation. It's a gift, one you've been too blind to recognize. The world is telling you something loud and clear. These people were never meant to walk your path. But instead of embracing that truth, you've been clinging to the idea that you need them. You think their approval will validate your worth. You think their acceptance will make you whole. It won't. Think about every person in history who changed the world. Were they embraced by the masses? They were avoided, criticized, misunderstood, until their results spoke louder than any rejection ever could. Van Gogh died alone, ridiculed for his art. Now his paintings are priceless. Einstein was dismissed as a fool. Now his name defines genius. Every revolutionary, every visionary, every trailblazer was rejected by those too small-minded to see their greatness. And here's the harsh reality. You will never be accepted by the masses if you're meant to stand above them. The crowd loves conformity. It loves predictability. It loves comfort. But greatness is uncomfortable. It's raw. It's wild. It refuses to be tamed. Look at yourself. You've been carrying this invisible weight for too long. The weight of trying to prove yourself. The weight of wanting to be seen, understood, accepted. But let me tell you something. You're wasting your time. You will never find acceptance from people who are afraid of what you represent. You will never feel at home in spaces built for ordinary minds. And you shouldn't want to. Do you know what happens when you stop chasing acceptance? You become unstoppable. The moment you realize you don't need them, their approval, their validation, their applause, you're free. You stop bending. You stop shrinking. You stop hiding. And that's when the real transformation begins. Because here's the irony. The moment you stop seeking acceptance is the moment people start noticing you. Why? Because people are drawn to power, and nothing is more powerful than someone who doesn't need validation. Imagine this. You walk into a room. You don't seek attention. You don't try to fit in. You just exist, fully, unapologetically yourself. The air changes. People sense it. Some will admire it. Others will resent it. But none of them will be able to ignore it. In a world full of people desperate to be liked, the one who stands alone is the one who stands out. So, let them avoid you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them whisper behind your back. Their avoidance isn't your failure. It's their fear. Because deep down, they know something you've yet to realize. You're dangerous. Not because you're violent or cruel, but because you're free. Free from their expectations. Free from their opinions. Free from the need to belong. And nothing is more terrifying to a world built on conformity than a person who doesn't need its approval. Think about it. Why do cults of mediocrity thrive? Because most people are terrified of standing alone. They crave community, even if it means losing themselves in the process. They'd rather belong to something meaningless than face the truth of their individuality. But not you. You've felt it, haven't you? That burning desire to break free from their expectations. That quiet rage building inside. Tired of being told who you should be, how you should act, what you should want. Embrace that rage. It's not your enemy. It's your fuel. It's the fire that will burn away the need.